Irrigation has become pretty important over the past few years, and we're out here with Scott Frazier. You guys are calibrating some research tools that have to do with irrigation.
Yeah, that's right. We've got some flow meters here that the folks from NRCS are calibrating. We've also got a flow meter that we have that we're calibrating. Basically, it's an instrument that tells us how much water is flowing through pipes, so we don't have to break into the pipes. We can measure it from the outside.
That is one cool thing about it. These instruments are actually using ultrasound technology?
Right, it's the same kind of technology that you'd use to look at a baby. In fact, it's got some of the same kind of gel and things like that. So it's strapped on, and then there's a computer that basically tells us what the flow rate is.
Why is that important for irrigation, or the irrigation industry?
Well, if you're testing an irrigation like a center pivot, which is one of the things we're trying to do, trying to figure out its energy and water efficiency, one of the first things that you test is the flow going through the pipes. And if you have to break open the pipe and try to catch the water, that's a major ordeal. So this is a fairly convenient way of doing that, and so that's one of our primary measurements.
Talk about some of the research that OSU is doing in conjunction with the ARS.
Sure. We were able to get a couple of grants, one through the Division of Agricultural Sciences, another through the USGS, and we're looking at the efficiency of irrigation systems in the Panhandle of Oklahoma and the western part of the state. So we'll be spending the next year and a half probably doing that.
What are you hoping to find from the research?
Well, we'd like to see if there's opportunities for people to save both energy and water. So there's a cost savings opportunity there. And then one of the areas that we're interested in is the Ogallala Aquifer, which is being drawn down pretty good over the last few years. And we want to see if maybe there's a way to have a soft landing on that, curtail some of that, and still be able to produce the same amount of crops.
And some of that, and all of that starts here at the research unit.
Right. The flow measurements that Don is doing with Dustin here, that's a critical measurement, and that has to be right. So this is the ARS lab has this nice calibration facility here where we can tell exactly what the flow rate is, and then we compare it to the machines that we have.
Because to me, the layperson, this just looks like a large tube, but there's actually pressurized water in there.
Right, there's water that's coming down from the lake, and it's going into basically this is a calibrated orifice. Inside the building back over here are some instruments that tell us exactly what the flow rate is. We can adjust it by several valves both here and inside the building, and then we basically see if our equipment is telling us the same thing. It's very unusual to have this kind of facility where you can come and test your equipment.
And it's all right here just on the other side of Lake Carl Blackwell.
That's right. When you're on the lake, you never know that this is here.
Yeah.
But it's a large facility, and we're very thankful that ARS is allowing us to use it.
Now, we're out here talking about irrigation sensors. Now, there's also an irrigation conference coming up soon.
That's right. March 8th in Woodward at the Woodward Fairgrounds, I believe. It's going to be a large irrigation conference. If that's something that you're interested in, you ought to stop by. We'll talk about our grants that we're doing. The NRCS folks, Don Strnitsky will be there, and he'll be talking about some of the flow testing and other things that NRCS is doing.
Well, thank you very much, Scott. And for more information, you can go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.